Alrighty, I guess we get crackalacking. So yeah, so I have not yet watched the Fallout show. I'm gonna hopefully watch it tonight. The start of it, but I've been told great things about it, and I saw that Actman has recently actually did a video talking about it. So I thought let's have a gander, shall we? Have a gander. See what he says, eh?
When it comes to video game television adaptations, how they turn out can often feel like Lady Luck flipping a coin.
You've
True,
made your
true.
last delivery, kid.
Arcane, Edge Runners, The Last of Us all landed on heads.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't actually watched The Last of Us yet. I still need to do that. The Last of Us, I've heard, is really great. I've heard they changed a few things. Like, I heard that how the spores and that work isn't exactly the same. This the general idea is still the same and whatnot, and they're still pretty faithful to the story outside of that. And obviously, Arcane and Cyberpunk were brilliant. I'm really sad that how Cyberpunk ended because I would have loved to have more seasons of Cyberpunk. And like, I really think they could have made that into like a 24 episode thing rather than 13, and like really fleshed out characters. So when certain characters died, it'd be more meaningful, right? But it was still brilliant, brilliant show. And Arcane, I cannot wait until the end of this year for season 2 because my god, I really loved the first season of Arcane. As somebody who doesn't actually play League, I still really enjoyed the character and the lore around League. Uh, but yeah,
And then you have,
Halo.
and of course, there's the fiasco with Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher.
Oh yeah, the whole Witcher stuff. He's meant to be doing work on. Like I thought The Witcher had potential first season, but it sort of you could tell the directors did not want to go down the route of the actual books and even just the game general logic, right? I'm hoping Henry Cavill's meant to be working on that new 40k series that Amazon's doing. They're meant to be doing a Warhammer 40k series with him heading as a head producer and lead actor. There's been a bit of drama in the news about that recently, but it's just rumors. So hopefully it's not the case, and we actually get something like a solid series about Warhammer 40k. I'd actually love that. I actually like I watch. I haven't played Warhammer itself since I was a wee little Oni, but like I still like listen to like lore about that. When you have like the YouTube channels where they're like deep dive into lore and stuff like that. I'd listen to those for Warhammer all the time. So I really hope they do something well with that, and hopefully the rumors are true.
Show. So when I heard that there was a Fallout TV series in production, well, I was a little skeptical. But
The costumes look all right for the Fallout stuff,
I
honestly.
could say was,
What in the goddamn?
I expected the Fallout TV series to be average at best, but it is unbelievably good.
Is it that good?
Cock explode now?
It wait wait, what did he just say? Wait, I was just about to say, like, if the Ackman says it's good, bro, like, it tells you it's pretty goddamn good. Like, the Ackman's a hard critic, but what the hell did he just say? What was that about it? What?
The Fallout show was produced by Jonathan Nolan, brother of Christopher Nolan. And if
Yeah,
you know these guys,
solid.
you know that they rarely
They're-
miss.
they're
the
solid
TV show has
producers.
renewed interest in the other Fallout games as well.
I have noticed
causing
that.
a
Yeah,
recent
I have
surge
noticed that
in
on
the player
Steam.
counts.
A lot of people
Likely
playing
because the
76,
show reminds
for sure.
people what they love about Fallout.
I have an idea. What if I were to do like a thumbs up?
Oh my god.
So this video is going to be mostly spoiler free, but if there is something I want you to experience in the show yourself, then I'll put something up on screen. This video has no sponsor because it's sponsored by me
Ah!
and my public Discord server, the Act Clan, which you should join right now. It's a great place to talk about games, shoot the shit.
It sounds like a propaganda cult by the Ackman. I don't know, guys. I don't know if we should join the Discord. It's giving me cult vibes. Nah, I'm sure it's lovely.
And just have a good time. We also have a channel where you can post fan edits, and you know what? This place
Oh.
is cursed. I'm actually going to
Oh.
delete it. The show follows a trio of
I
main
take back what I
characters.
just
Lucy, a
said.
member of Vault 33 who goes into the wasteland to rescue her dad, the Ghoul, aka Cooper, a former movie star turned bounty hunter, and Maximus, a member of the Brotherhood of Steel who has aspirations of becoming a knight.
Bro, the suits look pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. They obviously like the thing that they have to try and do when they make these suits realistic, right? Is like they want to make them so they're realistic in the sense. This is what I'm hoping doesn't happen with Warhammer. It's like you got these massive suits, like they're almost like mech suits of sorts, right? Power armor suits and whatnot that make them look massive and everything like that. But they almost look toy-like, right? Like you can't understand the ergonomics of how realistically a human would move in them. But these look fairly realistic, right? And I'm hoping with the Warhammer series as well that they don't just look like giant toys or something like that. And hopefully they can give that sort of change to the design to make it so it looks ergonomically correct for a human, right? To be able to move in them. You think the suit looks bad? I don't think they could have, but could they really make the suit look much better? I don't know if they could, Aaron. But I think comparable to what it looks like in the games, the changes they made make more logical sense, right?
Now, I'm going to assume you're familiar with the premise of Fallout, nuclear warfare.
Because like that one there, like if they made it exactly how it was just in that picture there, I almost feel like it ergonomically wouldn't look right, right? It'd just be like they're almost wearing like Lego pieces.
Threatens the world. Company named Vault-Tec is contracted by the government to create fallout shelters, aka vaults.
Yo,
nuclear war does
how you
break
doing,
out
bro?
in 2077.
Welcome.
Hundreds of years pass. Well, let's open the vaults and see what the world is like. What the fuck is that? The Fallout universe is expansive indeed. I mean, these are RPGs you can play for thousands of hours. There's 20.
Like, I would actually be really interested if they did like a spin-off series. If the Fallout series is as good as like people have been making it out to be, I'll obviously see for myself soon. But if it is as good as it's made out to be, I'd love them to do like a spin-off where they explore different areas of the world outside of America. That's always sort of interested me. They've not really alluded to much outside of America in the Fallout series, but like, you know, there's been a bit of mentions about China and Russia, but I'd really love to see how the, you know, like Europe is and stuff like that, right?
7 years worth of lore and backstory to tap into. So translating that to the big screen was probably the hardest thing about making this show.
I really like the
They've
suits as
managed
well,
to
bro.
capture the essence
Like
of
the
what makes
jumpsuit. The
Fallout.
jumpsuit looks
But
good.
just like the games, it's not solely about the main objective. It's also about the breadth of side content and side characters. There are tons of quirky, funny people that populate the wasteland, and they do a great job of illustrating how people have adapted to this new world. I figure we should
That's
talk
good,
about
that's
the
good.
criticisms and get those out of the way, because there's not too many. The biggest and obvious
Yes, I would love to see the radioactive penguins of Madagascar. 10 out of 10, for sure.
most important critique, Ron Perlman doesn't voice the intro. F in the chat.
You know, I don't know if you know this, but war.
Ron Perlman has been in every Fallout, so it's a little disappointing that he's
Sad.
not here. Regardless, the show still
Probably
has
could go
a
the budget.
fantastic opening sequence. The show also doesn't go out of its way to explain all of the tech and lore of the universe, so if you're not already familiar with Fallout, some things might be confusing or unclear. But because the show is good, that'll make people curious in the lore, and they'll want to look things
Look
up.
it up,
You know,
yeah, exactly.
What are the other vaults like? Some of the fight choreography, mostly like hand-to-hand combat stuff, can look a little soft. Sometimes characters are put in really dangerous situations and they just kind of bullshit their way through it. But the biggest complaint
Yeah, but isn't that staying true to the game if that's how it works? Because let's be honest, whenever you play a video game and you're the main you're the main character, like you do get through some bullshit. Even in movies, right? If you're the main character, you do get through bullshit. It's called, you know, protagonist power, right? So if they've done that, you know, 10 out of 10 for realism to the game.
I've been seeing is about retconning. The history and lore of Fallout is really fucking cool. The series
What
has
did they
been around
retcon?
since '97, so naturally fans want to protect that, especially since the show has been confirmed as canon, so it needs to line up with the other games.
Does it?
Now, I'm no expert on the lore of Fallout, and
Nor me,
typically I'm
be
not
fair.
one who obsesses over lore in video games and
No, I don't
consistent
either.
timelines and all that. It's pretty easy for me to suspend my disbelief if what I'm watching or playing is amazing, entertaining, and immersive enough. But since the show has been confirmed as canon, this is a new direction for the Fallout series. It could have a huge impact on the next game. Obviously, people don't want Bethesda to fuck that up. Now, this is my perspective as a Halo.
Well, we talked about 76 before, right? Like, yeah. So, like you guys even said, like apparently 76 is all right now. So I still need to try it. I haven't got to it yet.
If retcons and lore consistency are the biggest complaints people have, that's a good problem to have. The
To be fair,
producers of the Halo
Road
show created an entirely new timeline just to fuck it up and intentionally
Yeah,
ignore the lore
let's
of
not talk
Halo.
about that
That's
show.
how far they wanted to go in the not Halo direction. So often we see adaptations
Oh
that
no,
look
not the
and
Dragon
feel
Ball.
nothing like the
No,
source
no,
material. What I'm
no.
trying to say is that I'm bitter. I'm bitter that you guys have a great show. And that's not to say you can fuck with the lore as much as you want as long as the end product is good, but it's nice to keep things in perspective, you know? The show is great, it's entertaining, it 100% feels like Fallout in every way, and that's what makes the Fallout TV series so awesome. Its identity and tone.
Goosey McLean.
Oh no, it's Lucy.
No. Last, I haven't seen it either. This is meant to be like pretty spoiler free. You should be all right, bro. Wait, how are the glasses gonna work?
It says Goosey.
Fallout is part
What?
post-apocalyptic depression.
How's the
fueled
glasses
nightmare
gonna work
and
when he's
part hilarious
what?
dark comedy. They absolutely nailed this vibe.
You're a coward. You know that?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see this guy, the only time I see this guy, I just think it's Rico from Hannah Montana. I'm not gonna lie, bro. How is this dude like? How does he look almost the same as he did when he was like 12? How? You can't see that.
We all are, Norm.
It's true though. He hasn't aged, bro.
You can tell that great care was taken to get the details, the intricate subtleties just right. Sound effects like for radiation are there. There's a lot of things hardcore fans will notice and appreciate. I don't think there was ever a joke in the show that made me roll my eyes, groan, or sigh. No
Okay,
Marvel-esque.
no cringe. I like it.
He's behind me, isn't he? The humor lands, and it's funny. A lot of the jokes are purely visual. There's one part where this character, Thaddeus, is waiting for pickup at a radio station, and he's talking to the radio operator who's trying to tell him about how nobody appreciates the music he plays. And Thaddeus is just like, oh, yeah, cool. Then it zooms out, and he says,
Great job on these booby traps, by the way. Really good. Hey, thanks.
and it's like, all these people died because they wanted to confront the radio guy over the shitty music he played. The show is also wildly out of pocket at times.
You wanna have sex?
Wait, what?
You mean use my cock?
Yeah.
Men will get a signal like
What?
this and straight up be like, I wonder if she's in.
Wait, does that actually happen in the series? Wait. What? Eh? Okay.
to me. You'll be blindsided by some crazy shit that happens. If you don't audibly shout,
Alright.
what the fuck? At least once while watching this, then you are a robot who cannot feel emotion. It's time to power off. Lucy is from
Okay.
Vault 33, and most of the vaults have some kind of experiment on the
Yeah.
people in them. So each group of vault dwellers is kind of weird and different in their own way. Lucy comes from a vault where everyone is super optimistic, naive, soft, and kind. And so much of the comedy revolves around the contrast between, you know, her obnoxious
They say they're soft and kind, but that's not obviously what she wanted. She wanted them to be, you know, more hard.
upbeat attitude and what's really outside of the vault. They
I'm
a
sorry, that was
fantastic job of
awful.
showing what life and culture is like in this vault. At one point, they hold an election for
Work
new
with
overseer.
wait. Work with Woody?
At one point, they
Eh? Work with Woody, huh?
hold an election for new overseer, and one of the candidates says,
You ran a great campaign.
I know. Must have put 10 posters up.
What you gotta do when you put a few posters up and let democracy run its course.
Good grief. Hey, bro, look. Can it was in the moment, right? It was in the moment, and we was literally the clip that happened like, a few minutes before. Oh my god, why is that like that? Why did you do that, Axeman? What?
The actress for Lucy said she wanted to approach the role like
My
Ned Flanders in
ears.
the apocalypse. This is the most accurate description of her character. She's fucking awesome. Throughout the show, she almost reflects like the player's experience playing Fallout for the first time. Initially you start off naive, like, well, how bad could it be? And by the end, you're like, this place is fucking awful. Lucy's character arc.
Let me back in the vault, bro.
Naive vault dweller to woman of the wasteland is a really interesting one. Now, it wouldn't be Fallout if there wasn't some extreme violence and gore. And to be honest, the show kind of drops the ball here. It's really tame. We do a little trolling. No, the violence is insane. Exactly like
Let's go.
People get their legs blown off. They get dismembered, decapitated.
Yeah.
A lot of times I can't tell what, if anything, is CG or green screened. The show is simply a spectacle to watch. At one point in episode 2, I was like, why are they using so much slow-mo? Then I realized I'm a fucking idiot. They're recreating the iconic cinematic kill cam. It's amazing.
Why is there so much slow-mo?
Mwah.
Oh my
So good.
god!
Now that I think about it, I don't know if I
That
saw
was
any energy
awesome.
weapons or laser guns in the show. But there's so much from Fallout to tap into, and we gotta have stuff for season 2, right? There's a language to cinema that has not been ignored. The Fallout series does a lot of—
Oh my god, he's the same height as he was when he was in Hannah Montana as well. He didn't grow either.
showing. Scenes are often carried by the expressions of—
Is he immortal?
They dictate a scene and tell us more.
Is
than
the other guy's
words
actually
could.
just a giant?
Everyone's acting is fucking
Is Rico
phenomenal.
from Hannah Montana just
Brevity is the
immortal
soul of
forever,
wit. They go for a less
locked
is
in the
more
same
approach
age?
with
He
dialogue.
doesn't
And
age,
this
bro.
works really well in scenes where
Just doesn't
Norm is
age.
uncovering the dark secrets of the vault and what's really going on. And one of my pet peeves in storytelling is when I notice that I'm being fed exposition. Like when characters talk in a way that feels like they're speaking to the audience, they're just not looking at the camera. Bugs the shit out of me, takes me out of the story. But in the Fallout show, I get so wrapped up in what's happening that I forget when scenes are meant to inform me of something important. This is a sign of well-written, thought-out dialogue that lets the viewer feel like they're uncovering things with the character and not just being told about them, if that makes sense. What makes the show so easily likable is how it pays service to the fans. With numerous references, callbacks, every episode had me like, yo, that's that thing from the games that I'm not going to explicitly mention because you should watch the show yourself.
I'll do it, man. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Shit moment like I did. Now, I've been bringing up a lot of things that the Fallout show doesn't do, mistakes it doesn't make, and I think that's equally important to what it does well when making a show like this. Because if the fan service is too on the nose, too blatant, you know, it can feel like—
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it, do you?
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, you like that?
There's like a perfect balance, isn't there?
That. Everything feels natural. It's just the right amount.
Good.
For anyone who hasn't watched the entire show, I'm gonna mention some references.
I need to skip spoilers. Okay. There we go, boys. Problem solved.
Music that was featured in the games, but also entirely new tracks.
Oh,
And
they do music from the
fit so
games.
well within the scenes
I like
I'm
that.
like,
I like
did
that.
they come up with this song for this scene? Because it always seems to match the lyrics with what's happening on screen. It's uncanny. When Maximus and Lucy are walking along some railroads, it plays a version of "I've Been Working on the Railroad." There's a ton of examples. Watch the show yourself and see how many you can find. Also, you might notice that the outro for each episode has that slow moving zoom out that you see at the start of Fallout 3, New Vegas, and the first game. It's such a nice detail. The show does a really great job of exploring the themes of Fallout in new and interesting ways. It's a very deep narrative that you'll feel rewarded for paying attention. There's
So
a
when's
lot of
season 2, boys?
foreshadowing that can probably go over your head, and watching it a second time, you'll be like, oh. Now, I haven't played all the games, but I believe that a lot of the pre-war stuff that happened is rarely covered in Fallout or shown. The show does a fantastic job of swapping between past and present and seeing how things
they do
led to
that sort
nuclear
of
war,
jazz.
who was responsible, why. The way backstory is woven into what's happening in the present is phenomenal. You slowly
They've actually managed to do it
what's
well.
happening
That's what you
in
like
the
to hear.
present and how what happened in the past caused the bombs to drop. The Fallout show may have some flaws, and people who, really care about the lore may not care for it, but it's extremely faithful to the source material. For me, it's everything and more I could have hoped to see from a Fallout show. At least a Fallout show that runs for 8 hours. Can't fit everything into a single season. And can I just say, the ending?
There's 8 hours of
final
content.
shot?
That sounds good to me, bro.
For me, the show does so much right that what
We're gonna
it
get
does
those
wrong
8 hours
can
done
easily
quick.
be overlooked in my eyes. Swept out of my brain. When the audience knows and can feel the passion you have for the source material, and you clearly respect it, you can get away with some mistakes. This is a show
Nothing's
that I
perfect
could
though,
recommend
right?
to pretty much everyone.
Well,
Fans of Fallout.
if he's saying there's some
gaming fans who have
like
never played Fallout,
quirks
or
with
people that
it,
don't even
then
play video games.
it
Take
is what
notes
it
of
is,
other
right?
Video game adaptations. This is how you tap into the elusive broader audience by staying true to what made the source material appeal to a broader audience in the first place. I cannot wait for the next season. I am looking forward to it. I have just been installing a bunch of mods to go replay New Vegas again.
My
There's a lot of
man.
potential with the Fallout show. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Who was your favorite character? What was your favorite scene? Leave a
Of course, you leave it like Mr. Ackman. My God, it's not often that you hear the Ackman praise something so highly. Honestly, like, yeah, you could never expect perfection, right? If there's some quirks here and there about it, or like they've like dumbed something down so it becomes more watchable for people that are the generic public, it makes more sense, right? It was the same reason I didn't highly argue against what happened with the live action for One Piece, because they changed some elements of the story to make it more digestible in a smaller format series wise. You probably ain't going to be able to get 20 seasons of the live action done, let's be honest. And to make it so it's more entertaining, because the first arc of One Piece isn't that great. But yeah, so if they've done stuff like that with Fallout, then fair enough, bro. But if the heart's there from the producers, which what Atman is saying, apparently, you know, they still respected the lore, they respected the stories that have already been integrated into it. That's what matters deep down to make a decent story, right? Because we know the story is good because people enjoy the game for the story. So you don't need to change anything. Don't fucking Witcher the shit up, and just change stuff because you want to make it into your story, right? Which is what I like to hear. I can't wait to hopefully crack on with the first episode after the stream. Good though, it's good. Yeah. Thank you to Mr. Hackman for sure for that video. I'm looking forward more so to go watching it now for sure.